cut. To divide something into smaller pieces by using knife. Question. What are you going to cut first? Could you cut the carrots into small pieces for this soup? Can you cut the onion while I prepare the spices? Next word is chop. To cut food into small pieces quickly and in very fine pieces or thin pieces. Question. How do you usually chop onions without crying? Would you chop these tomatoes for the salad? Who is going to chop the vegetables today? Next is slice. To cut something into thin or flat pieces. Which bread should I slice for the sandwiches? Can you slice the cucumbers very thin? What kind of knife do you use to slice tomatoes? Next is dice. To cut food into small cube-shaped pieces. How small should I dice the potatoes? Would you dice the onions before I heat the pan? What else do we need to dice for the curry? Mince. Mince to cut food into very tiny pieces. Why do we mince garlic instead of chopping it? Could you mince the ginger for the sauce? Who minced all the garlic already? Next is peel. To remove the outer skin of a fruit or vegetable. Which potatoes should I peel first? Can you peel these carrots before washing them? How long does it take to peel all these potatoes? Next is trim. To remove unwanted parts of the food. What should we trim off the beans? Would you trim the fat from the kitchen? Who trimmed the mushrooms so neatly? Next is halve. Halve. To cut something into two equal parts. How many apples should I have? Could you have the lemons for the juice? What happened to the other half of the avocado? Next is quarter. To cut something into four equal pieces. What should we quarter next? Can you quarter the tomatoes for the salad? Where did you put the quartered onions? Next is cube. To cut food into cube-shaped pieces. How do you cube cheese evenly? Would you cube the potatoes for roasting? Which vegetables should we cube today? Next word is julienne. Julienne. We use julienne to cut food into thin matchstick shaped strips. It is like French fries. So they are long and cube shaped. So that is called julienne. Why do chefs julienne carrots? Could you julienne the cucumber for the salad? What kind of vegetables can we julienne? Our next word is grate, grate. To rub food against a grater into tiny pieces. To cut it into tiny pieces. How much cheese should I grate? Can you grate some carrots for the salad? Who grated all the cheese already? Our next word is shred. To cut food into long, thin strips. What are you going to shred? Would you shred the cabbage for the coleslaw? Where did you put the shredded lettuce? Next is crush. To press something until it breaks into small pieces. Why do we crush garlic before cooking? Can you crush these cloves of garlic? What else should we crush for this recipe? The next word is mash. To press cooked food until it becomes soft and smooth. How do you mash potatoes so smoothly? Would you mash the boiled potatoes? Who mashed the bananas for the cake? Our next word is cut into strips. To cut food into long, narrow pieces. Which peppers should I cut into strips? Could you cut the chicken into strips? How long should the strips be? Next is cut into cubes. To cut food into small square shaped pieces. What should I cut into cubes? Can you cut the paneer into cubes? Where did you keep the cubed potatoes? The next word is cut into thin slices. Means to cut food into very thin flat pieces. How thin should I cut the onions? Would you cut the mushrooms into thin slices? What kind of vegetables taste better when cut into thin slices? The next word is cut off. To remove a part by cutting it. What should I cut off first? Could you cut off the ends of the carrots? Who cut off the stem from the broccoli? Next is cut away. To remove an unwanted part carefully. Why should we cut away the damaged part? Can you cut away the bruised section of the apple? What happened to the rest of the potatoes? Next is slice up. To slice something completely into pieces. Who will slice up the bread? Would you slice up all the mushrooms? How often do you slice up vegetables before storing them? Next is chop up. To chop up. To chop something into many small pieces. What should I chop up next? Can you chop up the spinach for the soup? Where did you put the chopped up herbs? Next is cut back on. To use less of something. Why should we cut back on salt? What should we cut back on in this recipe? Would you like to cut back on oil too? Next is evenly, in equal size or thickness. To cut something into equal size or in thickness. How can I cut everything evenly? Could you slice the potatoes evenly? What makes vegetables cook evenly?